Liverpool's mega Mbappe deal, Greenwood lights up Old Trafford, there's a potential new Barcelona coach and a transfer roundup, all coming up in the next few minutes as I'm your host Matt Foley. You are the One Footballers and this is the Daily News. So first off, for those of you that are wondering where we were the last few days, well, we were with Adidas at the launch of their Euro 2020 ball, which I have right here. Looks pretty smart, and to check out all the rest of the content that we filmed around the event, make sure you check out our YouTube stories. But on with the Daily News, and first up to Kylian Mbappe, who could potentially be moving to Liverpool if some rumours are to be believed. But of course, there's a massive stumbling block in the way, and that is in the shape of the ridiculous amount of money that Liverpool will have to pay PSG. First off, there's the rumour that Liverpool are going to have to pay around £250 million to get Mbappe to sign. And that is without even taking into account the fact that they could be offering him up to £34 million a year. That would make him one of the highest paid players in the world and almost give him around 750k per week. Utterly ridiculous. Now, as to whether or not Liverpool can afford this, well, they are a rich club, they do have some money, but it'd be very out of character to go and spend that kind of money on just one player, especially with the fact that they've got an unbelievable front three at the moment. This leads me on to the question, and I want to hear from Liverpool fans, do they actually need him? In my opinion, yes. Of course they do. Every team in the world is taking Kylian Mbappe at the moment because of what he can bring and his potential in the future. Imagine him in the Liverpool shirt as well. He'd sell a ridiculous amount and be such a big product worldwide, they'd probably make a fair bit of money back on him. As for who he'd replace in the front three, well, they're going to have to sell someone. There is no way that the likes of Salah, Firmino and Mane, in the prime years of their career, are going to be willing to take a place on the bench or even fight with someone for a starting spot. Likewise, Kylian Mbappe isn't going to come to Anfield under the promise that he might get a starting role every other game. He's going to want to play every game, so are the other three, so one of them is probably going to go. But moving on from that to some of last night's Europa League action, where Mason Greenwood is yet again showing why he is such a precocious talent. He became the youngest Manchester United player ever to assist and score in a European match as he set them on their way to a 3-0 victory over Partizan Belgrade. The rest of the attackers also getting on the act, with Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford finding the back of the net, meaning that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was pretty happy with his front three. Of course, this is the first time, unbelievably, the Manchester United have scored more than one goal at home since the opening day victory of 4-0 over Chelsea. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did say after the match that this is a template moving forward of how they want to play. Now, those of you are going to point out, yes, it's just Partizan Belgrade. That means absolutely nothing. You still got to turn up and do the business, which United haven't been doing. So the fans and the club should celebrate the fact they've put a really good win together, and it should hopefully kick them on for the next few games in the season. Elsewhere in the Europa League, and there was an unbelievable night for Scottish football. Not only did Rangers beat regular Champions League participants Porto 2-0, but Celtic, after a late win over Lazio in the last game, picked up another late win over Lazio, this time away from home with a 95th minute winner. Unbelievable scenes for the travelling Scottish contingent, and as I said, a pretty good night for Scottish football overall, considering their European performances in the last few years haven't been so stellar. But next up, and to a potential new Barcelona coach, that is according to Rafael Marquez. The former Barcelona legend has tipped Argentinian coach and River Plate manager Marcelo Gallardo to succeed Ernesto Valverde at the Nou Camp. Valverde has of course come under a lot of pressure, which hasn't been helped by their terrible 0-0 draw at home to Slavia Prague in the Champions League. This means that, especially with an international break coming up, we may see Valverde sacked and a replacement, which at the moment the favourite is actually Ronald Koeman, come into play. Now, there's apparently a clause in his contract which says he can join, but only after he takes Netherlands to Euro 2020 next summer. But Rafael Marquez believes that Gallardo has everything it takes to be a success in Barcelona, and why not? He's done brilliantly with River Plate over the last 5 years and has now taken them to back-to-back Copa Libertadores finals. That's the equivalent of taking them to back-to-back Champions League finals in Europe. This is no feat to be laughed at, especially considering how fiercely competitive the Copa Libertadores is. If he does go, well, you've seen the impact that some Argentinian managers have had in Europe, with the likes of Marcelo, Bielsa, Diego Simeone and Mauricio Pochettino all managed to implement a fantastic brand of football on the European game. So next up, to a quick roundup of the rest of the day's transfer and daily news, where Bayern Munich have said no to Arsene Wenger. It looks like Zlatan Ibrahimovic will be heading back for another spell with AC Milan. Erling Haaland will reject some of the big boys next summer to go and join RB Salzburg's sister club, RB Leipzig. And Marcus Silva has said that Andre Gomes may actually play again this season, and they'll have to see how well his recovery goes from that fractured ankle. So that's all from me for today. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon.